Hey guys, MC Mura here, and today we're gonna take a look at the Season 2 balance changes for JP. JP, at least before the Ed batch, was considered by many, myself included, to be the best character in the game. Now, he did get some nerfs with the Ed batch, the patch that targeted some characters. Obviously, they did nerf OD Amnesia, and they did nerf the Crouching Heavy Punch, so he fallen a bit from this time, so it's interesting to see what Capcom have in store for 1JP. So the first couple of changes, again, changes to modern controls. We're not going to go over them that much, but the first one, which is the universal change, it's the change to back throws. Now, when you back throw someone, there is a bigger separation, right? In JP's case, I think this is actually more important than many of the other characters, right? When JP get knocked down, like legit, when JP players get knocked down, they either wake up parry, wake up OD Amnesia, or wake up heavy kick. And you might be wondering, like, why wake up heavy kick? Well, it's because, like, say I'm Luke, for example, I knock JP down. I can go for jab, so that if he did OD Amnesia, I am not committing super hard, so he doesn't get like a punish. Or I will delay, I want to come down and then I will delay to try to catch the startup of OD Amnesia, or if he did a tap parry, I would get a punch on him. And because of this, JP players, they would actually wake up with a heavy kick. And they would counter it. This happens so much, like especially on high level play, this was a legit strategy. Now, as you see, let's record Luke now going for the throw loop. As you know now with JP, if I do a back throw, there is more separation, right? So the parry option is different. But this also changes OD Amnesia, right? Because the combo now is going to be different, right? Because of the bigger separation. He's further away, so he doesn't get the combo that he used to, right? If I go for like heavy punch and then I set up a portal, I'm not exactly point blank the same that he used to previously. I'm not sure which combo the JP players will do right now. The one I've been experimenting with is this one, 46 frames, so at least you got a safe jump. This seemed pretty good, right? So are they gonna commit to that? Who knows? But at least the situation here, even post Amnesia, is gonna be a little bit different. So it's a big deal in JP's case. Standing medium kick, hurt box around the feet reduced from frame 2 of the technique until the active frames end. This is his standing medium kick. I do think this was already like a really good poke, but now as they made the head box better, the hurt box better, the hurt box, now it's less likely to lose, so that's good for him. Crouching medium punch, this is one of the craziest normals in the game. The disjoint on this move is absurd. Hurt box around the feet increase, so this now should be a little bit easier to contest. JP's crouching medium punch, this could have been like the best normal in the game, or at least really up there, because the disjoint is insane. And even if JP is doing something like drive rush crouching medium, this is legit hard to stop because of the disjoint, right? And he can get 2 of them, and he still gets that now. And as you see, this will lead to stuff that I will get into down the road. So this is fair. This is fair in my opinion. Crouching medium kick, they made it so that this move is less likely to lose to like standing light kick type moves, right? Because apparently it was like beating these sort of attacks consistently, but now they have adjusted it so that it's a little bit worse against moves with lower invincibility, right? Crouching heavy kick expanded the hurt box, so also easier to whiff punish. JP's sweep is tremendous. It's a move that people don't use a lot. Typically they use this instead, but his sweep is actually ridiculous, right? It's -6 on block, so it's totally safe, and the recovery on it, 33 frame total animation. For a sweep, this is mad good. His sweep is legit hard to deal with, and even if it's got blocked, it's safe. A technique no one uses this, but it's super good. This is a bug fix to the jumping and for a medium kick. We're not gonna get into them that much, but this one is actually interesting. Hurt box for the back medium punch, hurt box around the feet from the first attack until it's finished. So a lot of JP players will do drive rush medium punch, and this was tremendously hard to check, by the way. Again, if you're trying to check it with like a crouching jab, it was really hard, right? This beats a lot of moves, so they made it a little bit easier to check, which in my opinion is fair. The other change is to the combo follow-up. Now, for example, if I do crouching medium punch into a special, let's not make him block. If I do crouching medium punch into special, see the crouching medium punch did 100% damage, the special also did 100%. This also carried over to the target combo, right? See this, 100 and 100. The third move, the special, used to do 100, now it does 70. So they added a little bit more scaling at that point. I remember I made a video where I was talking about the different scaling and how some characters like Ed have some really aggressive scaling, and I used JP and I used this example as well as the other target combo, right, where the scaling on them is really light, but now they kind of normalized it with the rest of the cast. So seems fair. Changes to the inputs, these aren't really that important. This one is actually a pretty big deal, right? It's a change to his OD Pierce. Now, if you use it and start a combo, for example, this does have more scaling. And this is important because you could use it to set up like a level 2 super. So now these sort of combos are doing less damage. So, but this is the initial scaling. This is the start of the combo, right? So I guess it like worked for this very specific situation I just showed you, but otherwise I don't think it's that big of a deal. This is a bug fix that they are doing for a lot of projectile moves, so it's not really that big of a deal. Heavy Stryborg, 3 frames of recovery added when this technique is perfect parried. So his heavy away, this is a slash. This move was weird because if you happen to perfect parry it, you couldn't traditionally punish it. You had to go for a drive impact, right? You couldn't really punish it here unless you parried both hit. If you parried the first one, you couldn't really get a punish. He was still safe, but now they added a little bit more recovery. So it was still punishable if you knew how, but I don't think that is a big deal, to be honest. Now, this one is a really big buff, and this is the buff to the OD away, the slash. The first attack can now be cancelled. They reduced the startup, they did increase the overall damage, and they adjusted it in juggle situations. So this move is now a lot better, and it is likely to connect from more attacks. For example, you can now crouching medium punch into be gone. And even there, previously, like you had to do something like a level 1 to follow up here, but now, like you can get this. So imagine crouching medium punch is a god normal. This is now something you gotta deal with. This is a really big buff to him actually, right? Because from a poke that is this powerful, you can now get this. Previously, obviously, he had to buffer and get like the drive rush, but this is honestly a bit more optimal for him, right? You save a lot of drive, so that's cool. That's cool. That's a decent buff for the character. Normal and overdrive departure increase the combo count additional value. I'm not really sure what this change, but this means juggle situations. So there is now juggle situations where this is different. I don't know exactly which juggles, but this means that juggles are now different. OD Torbland, this is the one this is the shadows. They made it so that you can cancel it super. We did see this in the trailers, and they added additional scaling. So they're telling you can now cancel it into level 2 or level 3, right? This now works, but it does more scaling. So a buff and a nerf, but the scaling, like you are saying, is the initial scaling. So it's in the situation where you just throw it out there and it happens to hit, right? It's in that situation. If you're using it in a combo like that, it's not additionally scaled, but if you're just throwing it out there and you get the hit, yeah, this is where it will start to be scaled even more. So a buff and a nerf. Embrace. This is a command grab. You can now combo into his command grab, which is pretty cool. As you can see, this was 2 hits. I don't know if there will be any situations where this will be like optimal damage, but it looks really cool, to be honest. Maybe it's something that they want the command grab to be used a little bit more, But honestly, it's kind of fun. This is a fun to change. I don't know how viable it is, but it's fun. Bug fix to the level 1 super against a projectile hit stop universal Lavushka. This is his the level 2 super, and this one is actually a pretty big deal. So they made it slower, and this took away some routes. For example, you used to do this target combo and then you could get a heavy kick, but see this, it now doesn't work. So if I do the target combo into Lavushka, see the heavy kick here, Luke was able to block. So this does take away some of his routes, and I believe now he also doesn't get like he doesn't get jab 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 into the super and get like a crouching medium, right? So he lost some routes because of this. I guess his level 2 super is still one of the best in the game, and I'm sure that you can still go for like a crouching medium kick or like a medium and still get like the follow-ups. So I know some combos might be affected by this one. It will reduce his damage output a little bit, but that seems to be fair to me. And the final change is to... There is actually one change I missed. There is a change I missed. It's to his standing heavy kick. Standing heavy kick, yeah. I remember, I was like, no, I know that there was some change. Standing heavy kick for JP. So they changed it so that it got more pushback on block, where now you are further away from him, right? You can't heavy kick and then throw the opponent after. You're outside of throw range. This move, 12 frames, it's a mid, it's plus on block, so it was already tremendous. So I guess this weakens his offense a little bit, but yeah, it's not that big. Yeah, it's a big deal, but I think it's fair, to be honest. Super 3, this one actually pretty big. They changed the advantage on hit from 44 to 23, and they added distance. So what this means is his Oki after level 3 is different now. He used to have 44 frames, which means that he could easily set up departure, right? Now if I set up departure, I am minus 27, so there is no free departure here. Luke definitely could have waken up, drive rush, and got a punish on me. So I don't think he gets a free departure after the level 3 super anymore. And as you saw, there is a big separation between me and the opponent. So the Oki situation for him here is not as great as it used to be, right? But I still think with the range, yeah, you can still probably set up like an OD departure. You can still work it around, but the situation is different. Overall, I do think he's a little bit weaker. He's a little bit weaker, especially I will say the change to crouching medium kick. This move was very abusable. The change to his standing heavy kick on block, this was this is actually does weaken his offense a little bit. The back throw, I don't know how. I'm sure there will be like new combos. JP is very resourceful. And this one, this is a favorite of mine because it was really abusable. The changes to his level 2 probably matters as well. So all across there are nerfs, but this one I think is a pretty big news actually. This is big for him, right? Because now he gets like a safer route and still obviously get to set up departure and deal all of that. So one small buff or one good buff, but a couple of decent nerfs. Overall, a little bit weaker, but I still think he's gonna be strong because now there are more options. He got drive reversal on wake up. He's a character. If we're saying return to neutral, that benefits JP more than most of the cost. So it's not that big of. I don't think it's gonna be that bad for him. If you have enjoyed this video, please leave a like or a comment. Helps the channel so much. I will be leaving a link to the Patreon, Discord, Twitter, and Twitch pages in the description. Thank you so much for watching and stay safe.